Reaganomics and economic policies. At the heart of Reagan's appeal was his economic philosophy, commonly known as Reaganomics. The core tenets of Reaganomics included tax cuts, reduced government regulation, and a belief in the efficacy of free market forces. These policies, rooted in supply-side economics, aimed to stimulate economic growth by providing incentives for businesses and individuals to invest, work, and innovate. Reagan's administration implemented substantial tax cuts in 1981, reducing the top marginal income tax rate from 70% to 50%, and later to 28% by the end of his presidency. The argument was that by allowing individuals to keep more of their income, they would be incentivized to work harder and invest more, ultimately driving economic growth. In addition to tax cuts, Reagan pursued a policy of deregulation, believing that reducing government intervention in industries would unleash entrepreneurial energy and innovation. This was particularly evident in the financial and telecommunications sectors, where regulatory barriers were dismantled to encourage competition and efficiency. The impact of Reaganomics on the U.S. economy was significant. While critics argue that the benefits primarily accrued to the wealthy, proponents point to the overall economic expansion during the 1980s, GDP growth, job creation, and the stock market all experienced robust growth during Reagan's presidency. Social issues and cultural shift. The rise of conservatism in the late 20th century was not solely an economic phenomenon, it also had profound implications for social issues and cultural dynamics. The conservative movement rallied around traditional values, viewing them as a bulwark against what they perceived as a decline in societal norms. One of the defining elements of this cultural shift was the emergence of the moral majority, a political action group founded by evangelical Christians, led by figures like Jerry Falwell. The moral majority sought to influence politics by advocating for socially conservative policies, opposing abortion, supporting prayer in schools, and emphasizing traditional family values. The issue of abortion became a central point of contention, with the conservative movement aligning itself against the Supreme Court's landmark decision in Roe v. Wade, 1973, which legalized abortion. This opposition to abortion rights would become a defining characteristic of conservative platforms in subsequent decades. The conservative movement's stance on social issues also played a role in electoral politics, as it mobilized a significant voting bloc that would later be referred to as the religious right. This coalition of religious conservatives played a pivotal role in shaping the Republican Party's platform and influencing national elections. Foreign policy and the Cold War. The conservative resurgence in the late 20th century had implications not only for domestic policy but also for U.S. foreign relations, particularly in the context of the Cold War. Reagan's approach to foreign policy was characterized by a commitment to confront what he termed the evil empire of the Soviet Union. Reagan's administration pursued a policy of military buildup, increasing defense spending with the aim of achieving peace through strength. This approach sought to demonstrate American resolve and capability, compelling the Soviet Union to the negotiating table. One of the defining moments of Reagan's foreign policy was the Strategic Defense Initiative, SDI, a proposed missile defense system intended to protect the United States from potential nuclear threats. While the feasibility and practicality of SDI were subjects of much debate, its announcement signaled a commitment to technological and military superiority. The culmination of Reagan's foreign policy efforts came with the thawing of relations between the United States and the Soviet Union. The signing of the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty, INF, in 1987 marked a significant step towards reducing nuclear arsenals and easing Cold War tensions. Reagan's uncompromising stance is often credited with contributing to the eventual collapse of the Soviet Union, a geopolitical shift that had far-reaching implications. Conclusion. The rise of conservatism in late 20th century America, embodied by the leadership of Ronald Reagan, represented a paradigm shift in the nation's political, economic, and cultural landscape. The ideological foundations laid by conservative intellectuals, coupled with Reagan's charismatic leadership, propelled a movement that redefined the role of government, shaped economic policies, and influenced societal values. Reaganomics, with its emphasis on tax cuts and deregulation, left an indelible mark on the U.S. economy. While the long-term impact and distribution of benefits remain subjects of debate, the immediate effects were undeniable, contributing to a period of robust economic growth. The conservative movement's focus on traditional values and its stance on social issues, particularly abortion, played a pivotal role in shaping the cultural narrative. The mobilization of the religious right as a political force highlighted the intersection of religious beliefs and conservative politics, a dynamic that continues to influence American elections. On the global stage, Reagan's foreign policy initiatives contributed to the end of the Cold War, redefining the geopolitical landscape. The commitment to a strong defense and strategic negotiations with the Soviet Union marked a departure from previous diplomatic approaches, setting the stage for a new era in international relations. In the subsequent segments of the Conservative Revolution, we will further explore the nuances of Reaganomics, delve into the intricacies of social and cultural shifts, and examine the lasting impact of conservative foreign policy. Each facet contributes to a comprehensive understanding of an era that not only shaped the late 20th century but continues to reverberate through the political discourse of the United States. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the Conservative Revolution. Stay tuned for the next chapter as we continue to uncover the rich tapestry of American history. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content.